Author and International Peace Ambassador Prem Rawat is back in the country, this time to sign an agreement with the Department of Correctional Services and his foundation that'll see the Peace Education Program rolled out to all of the country's correctional centres. Now, the program is a wellness-based one that seeks to reduce violence among inmates, as well as assist in the rehabilitation and reintegration back into society once released. Prem Rawat joins us now to tell us a bit more. Good to have you, Prem. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to be with you all.
Absolute pleasure. So firstly, tell us a little bit about the Peace Education Program.
Well, Peace Education Program has been just a runaway success. It started not too long ago, but already in 2020, it has covered more than 38,000 people. And it is from educational to communities, to correctional institutions, to health and wellness, to all these different parts of our society. It's reaching out and helping people cope with the uncertainties of every single day.
And that's, this is, I imagine, something that one needs to initiate in everyday life and in every sphere. But the actual focus now, obviously, is in the correctional centres, like prisons. So where does South Africa fit into all of this and the involvement of our prisons?
Well, it started off in South Africa, and I have visited Zonderwater prison system in the past. And it was just incredible to see the response of not only the inmates, but the officers, because they actually saw transformation happening in these people's lives right in front of them. And so it has been a dynamic impact that has now led to the point where we will be signing the Memorandum of Understanding to roll it out across South Africa, because it works. It just works.
What does it involve? I mean, how does it work?
Well, it's very, very simple. When problems come in our lives, it doesn't matter who we are, whether we're inmates or we're not inmates. We look at somebody to blame. And we look at society, we look at our friends, we look at other people, and we want to blame them. But we don't want to make a change in ourselves. But when we can start to understand that we have a part to play and that we are empowered, that we are bigger than the sum of our problems, that we can make a difference in our lives, it doesn't have to be other people, then the whole highlight shifts, the light shifts from out there and blame and everything else to, wait a minute, I can make a difference in my life. And when it comes to you or that individual, then truly the change begins.
Yeah. I mean, has it been obviously operational in other countries, and the successes that you've actually seen, particularly with regard to inmates, where obviously you've run the program, you've seen this rehabilitation work, and you've seen former inmates blend back into society and actually are more of a benefit to society than, what one would imagine that they would be had they not gone through a program like this?
In fact, there is a state in India called Telangana. It's a new state, but they had to shut down 5 prisons because people weren't coming back. And once they were released, they stayed in their societies and were doing really well. And so 5 prisons were shut down because of that.
Well, I hope we have a problem like that. I really do, because I mean that sounds incredible. 5 prisons shut down because of zero crime. That those that were rehabilitated never ever came back, and crimes just weren't being committed.
Exactly.
So let's bring it into the South African context. I mean, we can't deny and hide the fact that we do have one of the highest crime rates in the world, and particularly when it comes to violent crime. And it has a lot to do with the socio-economic situation that a lot of South Africans find themselves in. And how does this help? Because when you do get released from prison, you may have inner peace, but you got nothing else.
Well, the thing is that when you begin to understand that you do have strength, that whatever problem you come across, you are bigger than that problem. So somebody comes out of the prison system and yes, they have nothing. I mean, they have nothing. Or it could be somebody who just had everything and lost everything in 1 hour. I mean, just 1 hour, everything is gone. And I know the amount of desperate, feeling that comes in. It's just like, what do I do now? But to always remember that I do have a strength. It all works like this. A lit candle has the potential of lighting up an unlit candle. A person who understands their strength can bring the strength to a situation that is absolutely hopeless. Hope can bring hope to a hopeless situation. And that's what it takes. Because if you have the courage in you to move forward, it doesn't matter what you are up against, you will be up for that challenge. Those people in our society who have accomplished a lot, they had courage and they went forward with the courage, not weakness, not saying to themselves, oh, what am I going to do? This is not being human. Human is all about the light. Human is about the peace. Human is about the joy. Human is about success on the face of this earth.
All right, just to wrap it up, what actually brought about the MOU that you'll be signing with government today, and what does it entail?
Well, it really is going to be an acknowledgement of what has been fundamentally happening, that so many people have been going through the program and the success of it. I mean, people finding themselves, and it's just been a remarkable story, one after another, because where they were. And not only that, you see, this is what's been so wonderful, that the guards in the correctional system, seeing that change in the inmates, have also been touched in some of the institutions. And it's like, look, I want to take this. And they have been taking the peace education program right along the side next to the inmates there. And when the inmates see that, they really get a lot of hope that, okay, maybe we can make a difference. I mean, after all, when you look at these institutions, which are very, very bleak, why are they so bleak? Is it because of the cement? Is it because of the metal? Or is it what people have made these institutions so bleak? And it is the human beings that can turn that around.
We leave it there for this morning. Thank you. Thanks so much for talking to us. And I do hope that what you advocate and what is about to take place with inmates in South Africa does happen, and it does certainly help it. Prem, Rawat, thank you again for your time and good luck. I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
And we'll definitely touch base with you again to see how things are going. All right, quite an interesting one there, it really is. I think we all need a bit of inspiration sometimes. We don't have to focus on the negative all the time. Let's focus on the positive. And